The weather warnings that have come for many parts of our country are serious, and we should pay attention and act now to keep ourselves, our families, and our neighbors safe. Heavy rains are expected across wide areas from the 23rd to the 30th of August, and this means many places may see heavy downpours, strong winds, flooding in low-lying areas, overflowing rivers and small streams, water entering homes and shops, and even landslides in hilly and mountainous regions such as Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Gilgit-Baltistan and Azad Kashmir, while coastal areas and plains including parts of Sindh, Balochistan, Lahore and Faisalabad could face urban flooding and problems with roads and electricity. Because of this, first make a clear plan for your household. Identify a safe room or the highest place in your home where water is least likely to reach. Keep a small kit ready with bottled water, ready-to-eat food, medicines, important documents in a sealed plastic folder, a torch and spare batteries, a fully charged mobile phone with important phone numbers saved and written on paper too, and any special items for babies, elderly people or pets. If you live in an area at risk of river flooding or you are near a hill, consider whether it is safer to move temporarily to a relative's or friend's house on higher ground before the heavy rains begin. Do not wait until water starts coming into your home because rescue options become harder once floodwaters are moving. Secure loose items in your yard that could be carried away by wind or water, and move vehicles to higher ground if possible so they are not damaged or washed away. And if you own a small business, raise your shop's stock off the ground and unplug electrical equipment to avoid fire or shock hazards if water reaches inside. Always follow the advice of local authorities and the National Disaster Management Agency. If an evacuation order is given for your area, leave immediately and follow the safest route, taking only essentials and your emergency kit, and avoid shortcuts through small roads that may be blocked or flooded. When you travel during or after heavy rains, be extremely careful because roads can be slippery, bridges can be damaged, and water can hide deep potholes or washed away parts of the road. Never try to drive through a flooded road, even if the water looks shallow, because the depth and current are easy to misjudge and many vehicles are swept away by what seems like a little water. And if walking, do not step into moving water or areas where the current may drag you down, and avoid standing under trees or near power lines that might fall during strong winds or heavy downpours. Keep your medicines and first aid items ready. Know how to turn off gas and electricity at the main switches if water reaches electrical points, and store drinking water safely. Heavy rains can contaminate wells and water supplies, so boil water or use bottled water until local authorities say the water is safe again. And if you have a water filter, ensure it is correctly maintained. You should also keep an eye on food safety. If power cuts spoil refrigerated food, throw away perishable items that have been left too long, and be careful cooking on indoor stoves if ventilation is poor, as carbon monoxide poisoning can happen when people use generators, gas stoves, or open fires indoors during outages. Neighbors are important now, so check on elderly and disabled people, families with small children, and those living alone to make sure they know the risks and have a plan. If you see someone in immediate danger, call emergency services and, if it is safe to do so, help them move to a safe place. Do not attempt to walk out into deep water to rescue someone unless you are trained and have a safe way to do so, because many people become victims while trying to help without equipment. Keep your pets and livestock secure and move them to higher ground if possible, and store animal feed and water where it will stay dry so animals do not suffer. During the storm, keep battery-operated radios or phones on to receive updates from the weather service and local government, and follow reputable news sources rather than rumors on social media that can cause panic. Official alerts will tell you which areas are most in danger, which shelters are open, and where to get help. If you must use a generator, place it outside in a well-ventilated area and never run it inside a garage or enclosed space. And remember that floodwater is often electrically charged when power lines fall into it, so keep well clear and treat any contact with downed lines as extremely dangerous. After the heavy rain stops and you begin to move about, be cautious when entering buildings that have been flooded. There may be structural damage, and fallen debris or sharp objects can harm you, so wear protective clothing, gloves, and strong footwear. And if your home or any building smells strongly of gas, open doors and windows and do not light any matches or electrical switches. Leave immediately and report the smell to the gas company. Take photos of damage for insurance claims if it is safe to do so, and keep records of purchases for emergency repairs. Be careful with food and water in the days after floods because waterborne diseases like diarrhea, cholera, hepatitis, and infections are more likely. Wash hands often with soap and safe water, and make sure children and older people receive medical checkups if they become ill or show signs of dehydration, fever, vomiting, or severe diarrhea. Mental health is also affected by disasters, so families should talk calmly with children and each other about what happened, share feelings, and seek help from community leaders or health workers if anyone feels overwhelmed, anxious, or unable to sleep. Small acts like keeping routines, praying, or practicing quiet breathing, and helping each other can give strength. Community response matters. Join local efforts to clear drains and remove small blockages where it is safe, but do not enter large drains or areas of moving water. Local volunteers and civil defense teams may set up temporary shelters. If you go to a shelter, bring warm clothes, masks, hygiene items, and keep your important documents and medicines with you. In farmland and rural areas, plan for crop and field protection, move seeds, tools, and small equipment to higher ground when possible, and keep livestock feed where it will remain dry once floods have passed. Avoid standing water because it is a breeding place for mosquitoes which can spread dengue and malaria. Use mosquito nets and repellents and cooperate with local public health teams if they spray for mosquitoes or distribute bed nets. Long-term, communities and local government should work together to clean and repair drains, strengthen riverbanks and slopes, replant vegetation on hillsides to reduce landslide risk, and build stronger shelters for the most vulnerable. But for now, the most important actions are staying informed, staying calm, preparing basic supplies, following official evacuation advice, helping neighbors and vulnerable people, protecting food and water, and avoiding risky travel and contact with floodwater. If you are a teacher or community leader, use your position to spread clear safety steps in simple words so all can understand, especially people who do not speak formal language or who may not use the internet. Businesses and offices should have emergency contacts and a plan to secure documents and vital equipment, and large employers can consider flexible hours so staff can travel safe.